Right.
They came, so I got that.
Once again, it's on. This is your boy Touche the Dawn, only on WMSK Online Radio. This is True Grit. I got the queen to the left. My guy in the building.
What it do, horseshoe?
I guess we already off to a bad start.
Yeah, right.
Did you hear that? Yeah. Hi, y'all. So what's going on, man? I don't even know where to begin this week. First off, how was y'all week?
Not bad, man. Not bad.
Anything new?
Not bad.
How we doing on your end?
Everything is good.
Everything still good? Looking good? All right. Nothing new for you?
Oh, I got a new job.
Whoa! Oh, you said that last week.
I did.
Oh, congratulations.
I went to the interview on Thursday.
Oh,
She
listen.
wanted me to start on Friday.
Uh-huh.
I actually started my first week.
Congratulations on that. This is something you wanted to do, right?
And back to my roots.
All right.
So I'm good.
That's what's up. See, look at that. I know.
Yeah.
Good news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got a real controversial week. I don't know where to start at. So much going on in the world. So let me grab my phone. So y'all know how critical we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Y'all know how critical I am
Of the city?
of Baltimore City.
Right.
And you know how I feel about a lot of politicians in Baltimore City, right?
Uh-huh.
But being from Baltimore, one thing, if you don't know nothing, another motherfucker can't say shit. Especially if they ain't stepped their motherfucking feet on these grounds. We are different kind of people. Our ups and our downs, it's all tied, it's all intertwined.
Indeed.
We got good people, we got bad people, just like everywhere else. But can't nobody outside of the motherfucking city criticize our motherfucking city. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
Well, let me ask you
This is a lot of cuss words. That's how I'm not gonna cry like old boy.
Are you
But this is how passionate I am about it.
oh, what you crying?
No, I ain't got tears, man. I'm angry. This kind of anger.
Yeah, his anger was
That was passion, dog. That was passion. We're gonna go with passion. He was passionate about that story. I'm not, listen, I ain't got nothing against my man. I felt his pain.
I don't either, but
I felt his pain, but hold him in. Some square up, son.
You know what I'm saying?
Square up. No, you don't give him that. That's what he wants.
Thank you.
That's what he wants.
Thank you.
But I tell you what he won't do. He won't take no trips down this way.
He might. He can, come like Floyd Mayweather has a jacket zipping all the way up top. You gotta talk about that too.
So listen, the new area that I live in,
Yeah.
you know, I bring that up because it's different. Let's be honest.
More different than
It's different. You know what I mean? I got
whoa. Different to whom?
Right.
for me, motherfucker. This ain't what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? You know, the deer in the back of our house just had some baby deer, so we out there doing like laying stuff out for the deer. You know, it's different from how I do it. Yeah, little ticks, deer ticks and things, all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I got my tree line is protected, so they don't never come past the tree line.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But they still eat my trees. Long story, I got past the tree line too, but this
Well,
what
I'll tell you what.
my property is still past the tree line.
Just push them in. They ain't coming past that tree line.
Oh yeah, we all.
Trust that.
The good thing about where I'm at, you can't build no more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they should have did that years ago.
Unless they remove you.
Yeah, unless they remove me. If they remove me, it's gonna get worse. Because there's actually a creek that goes behind me. So they're gonna be building on top of water, but it ain't like it'll be the first time.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Now you back.
But, dude, when I saw that, dog, I got angry, dog. I was like, I wish this motherfucker would. Like, that's how angry I got. I didn't come to tears. I wasn't that kind of angry. That's a different kind of angry.
Right.
But, dog, I felt a certain kind of way.
But why?
I felt because he ain't from here. And, dude, you know, he was born in New York, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all president. Yo, have you seen the rats in New York? Like,
absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, whoa, slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? Listen, let's be honest. I'm the first one. I told you I don't care particularly for Elijah Cummings.
Right.
I felt like I compare him a lot to Marion Barry, right? On a different scale though. Because Marion Barry had a lot of run-ins with the law. He had issues with drugs. But dude, when you walk through Ward 8 in DC, you still feel the impact Marion Barry had on that ward. Like he took care of his. Even when he left the ward and stuff like that, he kept things going in his ward.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like Elijah has gotten away from that. You know what I mean? It's not boots on the ground with him no more.
Yeah, but is it? I don't see a lot of boots on the ground at all.
We don't, but that's what I'm saying. You don't. But when he's
so
making
why are we singling out?
I never did. I could call some other names, but this the only reason his name coming up now is because old boy. His old boy brought his name up. You know what I mean? But I can call out other names that I feel just as passionate about that don't do enough for dead bishops. You understand what I'm saying? So when I read it, I was like, this is my thing. And I read a post from somebody earlier today, and it made sense to me because what she said is the media play on it is doing worse to the people than what he even said. Because somebody asked, well, where's the lie?
Exactly.
Where's the lie?
I was waiting to jump in.
Where's the lie?
You know what I mean?
It's not, but for
Don't let him go to
but for those
he's out here to become president.
But to those people that still live in that district,
right?
For those kids that still gotta wake up every day in that area, you know what I mean? That's gotta fight through what's going on in that neighborhood. All of them ain't bad, you know what I mean? All of them, some of them are just victims of circumstance. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. So this is another shot at our young black brothers and sisters who are breaking them down at the elementary side of it. You know what I mean? When I say breaking them down, I'm like, dude, nobody should have to wake up and tell and be told over and over again that you're less than or you're not equal to or you just don't add up to this or add up to that. And a lot of these kids, that's what they go through. And because of social media, this is just another one of those shots at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? On the bigger scale, I still say, where is the lie? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel different ways about it, you know. Now, I feel like now's a call to action where we need to start really calling out some of these politicians by name.
Well,
especially the people that vote. I know you're not a voter, so I can't.
Different on that, but I say that because if it all starts at home, right?
It's what all starts at home.
What you do and don't do.
Okay.
The growth of that child.
Okay.
Right? It starts in the home. So if let's go to say PTA outcomes, right? First day of school elimination. The turnout for the parents is less than none. So if they're not reaching out in that aspect, some can, right?
Yeah.
But then they will make other arrangements to go to do so. Versus going to the school to chastise the child or when there's a problem issue, right? So if they are keep someone you want to go to, I keep saying, don't vote on me. Just don't vote and see what happens. Don't nobody want to do that. But you want to sit and say for the parent to, I mean for people to call the parents to call out the council folk. No, just don't you go, parent. Show your child that way. If the masses don't show out,
right? This is the thing. It's nothing we can do, voting or not voting, to stop them from getting off. Somebody's going to get off one way or another.
They're going to put another way, another fashion, and deceive UPS because we are, I'm sorry, I can use you for a minute. You and y'all are allowing those folks to continue to do and play how they play. Okay. They are to pet up and you are the puppet. Stop it. But this is my thing. So if my thought process is, we're about to go happened? How many times you gonna keep saying that same rhetoric?
But this is the thing, we have never done it.
Really?
When have we held them accountable?
When they go and say, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and you vote. And you place your vote.
That's not holding them accountable.
When it is, watch this. When you go, I'm sorry, but no, you put your faith
In that person.
in that person.
Yeah, but when do you hold them accountable?
Well, let me ask you this then, because I've asked this question several times too. Because to me, voting is just like being in the union. That's your job. Mm-hmm. If you're not going to the union meeting, right? Yeah. You don't even know what they're talking about. You look for key things that may tickle your fancy, and you rock with that. But you don't go in depth. So forget holding them accountable. Let's talk about that portion of it. Because again, if that was the case, you would not go. You stay at work.
I don't know.
Since when? Since you started True Grit?
It's been some years.
Yeah. I could have sworn I saw y'all pin on Instagram with the person that I voted.
I vote with you and I'm saying no.
Why not?
That's just so bad to me.
No, you did. I haven't voted.
What is that? Danny says, y'all know the man don't know any better. All he knows about is money. It's a sad thing. That's why he dislikes Obama so much. I mean, that's a real conversation. We definitely have that one.
Yeah, that's
Because he's so damn intelligent. Yeah.
Who, Obama or that
Because
president?
Obama's so intelligent, Trump hates that. But
Well, that's a whole nother.
America is all about money, correct? So how is he wrong for America? America is a business. He's a businessman. How is he wrong?
Did you vote for him?
Who?
He ain't voted at all.
No. I was at work chilling. Get some OT. Y'all good. Oh, you had the latte. It was reading the line. So you pour that out.
I ain't had no line in my vote.
No, you voted.
I voted. I ain't vote for him. I ain't vote for him. I do more voting than going on.
What? On the local side of the game. So what do you expect those folks to do then?
What, the people that's in office?
Yeah. Because my question is, he said, there's plenty of money. Where's the money?
Yeah, I ain't seen no money.
Huh?
I ain't seen no money.
Where's the funding?
Yeah, 'cause I ain't seen none of that. You seen that?
No. I see more clothes than anything.
Yeah, I ain't seen no money. But that might have just been him talking outside of his mouth.
No, I'm pretty sure there's some money somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always gonna be money somewhere, but I'm talking. It don't go to him no more. Not for his district.
It's not being utilized at all.
Oh, it is, but it's not going to him for his district because he's not even a part of his district. That's just the district he started in. But I feel like
He would still be a part. He would still make sure, though, if he was true to the game.
But that's my thing. I feel like he should still, and that's where my problem comes in at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like as he moved higher and higher through the ranks, he cared less and less about his district where he started at. If nothing else, you should find ways and programs and things of that to support your district. Mm-hmm. People hate when I say Marion Barry because everybody look at Marion Barry for all his indiscretions.
Oh,
But when you look at his district, he made moves, man. He made sure those people in his ward had everything that they wanted and needed. You know what I mean? It wasn't a conflict. It wasn't. He took care of those people. So if he can do it in D.C., why you can't do that in Baltimore City? We talked about this during the riots, when the riots happened in Baltimore City. It started in his district. That's his district. So you would think they would have took the opportunity to rebuild, not just CBS, but rebuild the community. That was a broken community. When when it happened to Freddie Gray, that was in his district. That was another thing in that district that I don't feel like they did anything for the community.
Well, all they do for the community there is build businesses.
That's how you've been over there.
Huh?
That's how you've been over there.
Sure, you see what's going on? I rock past there.
You talking about all those stores?
No, I'm talking about North on that corner, North and From Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they built the CVS back.
Yeah. What's that little club right there? And you paint that right there, fresh. Good job.
I mean,
What is it called, man? What's the name of that club in that court?
I don't know. You got me on that.
It's an older spot.
I don't know. Where you go?
You know what I'm talking
You know what I'm talking about.
about? From the library.
Look. You know what I'm talking about.
Everybody know where it's
What
at.
you call it?
I don't know.
Sugar Daddy been there. You know what it is.
Did they do anything at 15? Is that right there? That's right there. That goes look.
They still open?
I don't know.
I mean, look where it's at when I close.
It's good business. It's like John Hopkins. You know, East Baltimore.
Just like that.
And not to jump on time, but did you notice that they gave a playground?
Where?
Where?
You talking about the one that they redid behind the YMCA?
Is that the one?
Is that the one that got burned down?
No. They did that a while ago.
Yeah.
No, this is a new joke. So instead of recognizing the person that's ruined and financially taking care of their responsibility,
Yeah.
they gave them a playground.
Well, why? They left the rec center closed?
Because
It's like
an
opening up the restaurant.
a symbolic thing.
They are.
When?
Oh, they did. They're in
When?
the process of opening up the rec center, aren't
They claim it.
they? They claim.
They claim it, yeah.
And what they got to do, they opening up the rec centers, and
But you're not even repairing the rec center.
Right. They opening them up, but the parents got to be able to go with the kids.
I read
And,
it.
yeah.
But at the same
So I
time,
don't
half
care.
of them just tore down. What the rec center is? The roofs are messed up. Like,
Well, see, the sad part about that, because even back in the day, you go to the rec center and no fucking work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's no different. It was like, it shouldn't be no different.
You know, when I try to think, we had, because Walter P. Carter was the one in my neighborhood, right? We had a couple incidents that happened down Walter P. Carter. But I be trying to think, like, just remembering our time. Cecil Kirk was a big rec center. Bochex was a big rec
they
center.
just did the
What else was it? Bochex, Cecil Kirk,
You don't have that, though.
Walter P. Carter. You had oh man, there's some other ones.
just the whole thing.
But you had incidents that happened, but it was a handful of incidents. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a place where it was a whole lot of stuff negative that was going on. You know what I mean?
No, but you want to have where various people are and mentalities and
You're
gonna have issues.
Yeah, you're gonna have
You know
issues. But I say that to say that you would think that the rec centers was causing the most trouble in the neighborhoods, and that's why they shut them down. No, just people pretty. You would think that. Because what is the legitimate reason for shutting down recs in the first place?
To cause a problem.
Yeah, because they wanted to force everybody
That's
down.
right,
Yeah.
Chaos.
No man did that.
Who man was that?
Well,
Well, she wasn't no man mine, but
she did that.
well, they had to take the money from someone.
The demise came, and I noticed this when I was in school. And I want to say 10th grade, 1991. Because back when smoke was running things, Baltimore was some big reasons. Libraries was flourishing everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? It's a great place to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But when you change the bus stops from Baltimore City to Reeves, which is the greatest city, that speaks volumes, right? And then when they took that, they started closing libraries.
Yeah, libraries closed before recs.
Yeah.
People don't realize that.
Yeah.
The libraries closed first. Libraries closed first.
You had the basketball. You would have well manicured baseball field, but the basketball courts would have a basketball, no rim.
Or no nets and all kinds of stuff.
But we don't care about the net. We play in the creek.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't worried about a run. I mean, the Nets.
The baseball fields always look good.
Yeah. Well manicured, man. And the majority of black folk, some play. Like, I play softball, but the average Mo didn't play baseball, softball.
Yeah. Football back.
That's it. And a lot of that was in the street.
Yeah.
Because they had no brackets.
I know that's a lot of problems.
Come on, man. Can you imagine what the short body bracelets like back then with their murders?
Yeah,
Side murders hanging up all over the place.
Yeah, it's sad though when you sit at it because you got two kind of people that's taking this message in. You got the person that they die hard Baltimore, but they got their blinders on. You know what I mean? And then you got the people that hate Trump. You know what I mean? So much that anything he says is wrong.
They emotions, man.
Now, what I just feel like he should have never said it. That's my honest opinion because he ain't from here, so you can't judge.
I'm not mad at him for saying it myself.
Listen, this is my thing. I keep going back to the question, where's the lie?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I don't see a lie when he said it. I just don't feel like you should be speaking on. I just don't feel like you should be speaking.
Why not? Because watch this. Again, by him being voted into the presidency, should have made folk realize what's really going on. They have not. They still bitching and complaining about the BS. You see what it is.
This is my thing.
So he added fuel to the fire, and folks still not waking up.
Yeah, this is my thing. If you gonna speak on something, then be ready to have something to say or do or some change in mind. Don't just speak on it to be speaking.
Wow, he's in that position for a reason. He don't have to.
He ain't going to.
But watch this.
So keep your mouth shut.
No, sir. Because Obama spoke and he addressed nothing, but he spoke eloquently and smooth. And he was so charismatic. You know what I mean? Y'all were with the Pied Piper. By him being so smooth and charismatic. This dude's son the pants off the world.
He just how did he get there? How did you get there?
Because you worried about what Trump's saying. What Trump is saying should add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not mad at him for saying it. Let him say it. Let him speak.
I just feel like he don't. No, he ain't got no right.
I ain't mad at him, bro.
Listen. He don't got no right to speak. It needs to be addressed, yes, but it needs to be addressed in house. That's how I feel.
Well, watch this. Until those that have the right to speak on it,
Get the ball.
let them talk, man. Because those that's supposed to speak ain't saying anything.
But now that's where my issues come. But I've had this conversation about a whole lot of
Yeah.
Jack Young been in here for how long? He been around forever.
Yeah.
He should. I forget about him.
Murray Jack, he been around forever.
That is so
that is
bad.
bad, yeah.
Like he shouldn't be forgotten. Like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one to feel like that.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be forgotten. Like I forget that you're what? That's how I feel. Like
You still looking for your girl to come out?
I'm looking for anybody that's going to be present. He's not
So
present.
all right, so I'm gonna go back to this case, right? Because you brought it up about the police, the fake security guard, right? So I had to do some more reading on it, right? And we gonna that's what we gonna come back to. But 150 cars off.
150.
Like, why is that?
How did he get the call?
Because guess what? I will say this. If he didn't take something drastic action, then the power that be feminists would have been on his heels. He ain't want that smoke. So I'm a show of force. I'm doing something.
But it made no sense.
A lot of his accusations don't make sense. They get publicized, man, but he's scared to death. That's the only thing I can think of to say, well, why would you do that?
And you know, they still got him down university doing the cycle.
Who?
Then he let him go.
Man.
He's still at the hospital.
I ain't know that. Did he try to kill himself?
He probably tried to play crazy. That man knew he was going, but that was the same girl that got in the Uber with the man.
Yeah, he got hit twice.
Yes, that's him. The second one. That's him.
That's what I'm saying. But it just don't.
Right. My thing is, where did he get the call from?
Yeah, why? He was a security guard.
Where did he get the police call from?
Why he take the police calls off?
He was pretending to be a cop.
Was it actually police car? Oh,
Yeah.
It wasn't an actual police
I
car.
thought it was.
No, it
And
was
that's
like-
why
it
they
was like
took the rest of them off the
that's
street.
not the actual,
No,
the
it
actual police car.
was. I think it was like an unmarked type of, but it wasn't.
I could have sworn it was an actual police car. Because they were saying that's why they took the rest of them off the street because of him.
Right.
But dog, you got almost 200 murders.
Yeah.
Bro, murder's the
Murders.
who go down more? So guys that could commit murder or sexual assault.
Well, right now, sexual assault.
Okay, so he got to make a drastic move to show he's doing something.
That's what the media is talking
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy. I don't know, but it's
He ain't with no smoke, man. He ain't with the Me Too. The doing come down.
about. Dude, this is what I feel. Yeah, he need to be gone too because he's just a punk. You can't let.
Why is he a
It's
punk
right-
with my man up Crown's emotion? Man, come on.
He wasn't emotional.
Come on, man. You
I
feel
don't think them kids was out of anger.
He
I
was
don't think that.
passionate. Yo. He was not emotional.
I think-
Okay, why he been passionate?
He was passionate. It's your boy Two Shaded Dawn on WMSK Online Radio. We was right back. Yeah, he was passionate, yo.
Ever wonder how the credit card companies make
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When he was passionate, when he was in elementary school, middle school, he never said sticks and stones will break my heart.
Yo,
He was never that guy.
I think he might have been motivated. He might have been less time.
you'll show
My
My
family did that.
It's going to take over 13 years to pay off your original $25,000 balance. That's how they make money. Now it's your turn to fight back.
I grew up right behind Kid and Make. Dog, that's why I moved with these songs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. We promise
I live on Carroll Avenue.
will reduce your debt. Call
I said I live on Carroll Avenue right over there.
Debt analysis. 800-599.
Hey, my man Alan, I don't repeat that.
What's that?
Alan says the local government needs to address the issue of inner city decay. What to do with the Trump? And I was talking about this the other day.
Yeah, and that's what I feel. I feel like they need to, like Trump needs to. What he say about Trump?
Who?
What he say?
No, he said the local. He made up more Trump. What? He said the local government needs to address the issue of inner city decay and what to do with crumbling buildings that don't pass building inspections to be improved.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Somebody got to hold somebody in the city account.
Remember, Brad?
Yeah, dude.
This is what we can stop the senseless murder. We all the same, Jay, baby. You remember that, boy? Yeah.
That's what common is.
Second song, you got it. Don't worry.
You want me to take it apart? Unless you get another light bulb. Light bulb that actually counts. Because it's a light bulb that actually fixes it, but I don't, it's not going to fix it. I put the bulb inside there.
But if it's universal, like,
Oh, it's not. That's why I said you said it's universal. Not a good idea.
Ripping the microphone the way I do. Just because I'm talking to you. The problem is we got a suicidal lifestyle.
Yo, they be getting everything. Boy, outfits. Still never, yo. They say my man ain't had no shoes on and nothing.
Yeah, nothing, man.
Might have been cold.
wait.
They get cold in the wind.
He probably felt the cold from the city. That's what he felt.
I don't know.
Them niggas, if they really want him as quick as we are in the city, them niggas feel like I can get a coffee. Probably get the light.
And then they complain about that they stopped fight too soon.
No, he stopped. The pumpers I saw was he needed that.
No, he was out.
That first look, I said, good God,
That's the one that got him.
when he stepped back, I said, yeah,
When he pulled the flush on the rope, I was like, whoa.
yeah.
That dude, the ref was holding him up the whole time. And then when the dude came in, he tried to step. The dude grabbed his shoe. Oh, no, that dude was done.
And you know what's crazy? I was taking kids to your gym when I was like 10 years old.
Really?
You want to mention?
Yeah.
I took my boy down there. Younger. Look at him. And I had two of them. So I was like, imagine what they could have been.
Yeah.
That's what, you know.
They probably looking at that boy and like,
Yeah, guy. Like temptation when he left. John the 50 Cent kept showing late.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Say watch me one
They don't take away either.
Oh, they might. I'm gonna cut it off. Oh, I'm telling you the wrong one. Right. Once again, it's on. This is your boy True Shaded Dawn, only on WMSK Online Radio. This is True Grit. I got the queen to the left.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And my guy in the building.
Everybody.
I'm gonna go ahead and put out a disclaimer for him because he in a certain kind of mood today. If y'all haven't noticed already, we'll go ahead and excuse. The thoughts and the comments.
Y'all that held responsible.
Yeah, we are not held responsible. No, but man, we gotta be honest. And until like Alan said, like Alan said, if the people in the government, local government, don't start getting held accountable, it's really no chance for the city to ever improve. You know what I mean? And you know what I think? A lot of it, I think the people that need to start taking like hard stances is people like the teachers unions. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I think the teachers are the people that's being robbed the most in Baltimore City.
I think the teachers are being robbed the most across the nation.
I'm
supposed to finish with more than 10.
I don't really care about none of my people. I'm just talking about But you're right. You got millions of dollars.
Of the problem.
Yeah,
That is our
mentality.
mentality.
That is part of the problem. But listen, I can't fix the world if I can't fix my city first.
You gotta fix the block.
Yeah, you gotta start there. You gotta start low. You gotta start with a little tuner on the block first. Get out of a couple dollars. But if the teachers union stand up against the city, I'm being serious. I'm gonna get on you too much. If the teachers union take the first stand,
Right.
because they know how bad the system is. Because they deal with it firsthand. They also deal with probably the most violence. Because these broken kids that are being sent to school, the teachers got to deal with that as well. So you got a broken system on the educational side of it, and then you got broken homes sending broken kids for these teachers to try to basically raise them.
So let me ask you this, because You're saying that all teachers are on one accord.
You say they should be, or
Is that what you're
I think they should be. I think it starts with the teachers union. If the teachers union take a stance against that school board, I think our kids will have a better chance. They will have a better chance. But right now, everybody's just accepting what they're getting, and it's not a lot of fight for the teachers union to make sure that I should not have to supply my kids with, and I don't mind. I always buy extra stuff, so it's not that I have a problem. But the system is so broken that parents have now are the people that supplying school supplies for the kids throughout the year. Like they do it twice in the schools now. Because your teachers don't have enough material or enough supplies to make it through the school year. That's ridiculous, dog. You don't even have textbooks coming home with kids no more.
Well, let me ask you this then. If that's ridiculous, why do the parents provide?
Why don't they?
Why do you?
Well, they
The
have
teachers
to.
send the letter. Huh?
They have to.
The teachers send the letters on, and the parents provide. If the parents don't send the kid,
Well, that's why we provide what we provide. So say, because you're in the voter, so we're going to keep you over there.
Mama,
And she used to vote. So say we send our kids stuff, right? And you decide you don't send your kids stuff. We send them stuff twice a year because we are accounting for those parents that feel like they're not going to.
Right.
So I ask for a whole box of this when I technically don't need a whole box. But I'm going to ask for a box because I know if I got 35 kids, 15 of those kids' parents are not going to send anything.
so is it the teachers or should the parents go down to the school board?
No.
Or should it be both?
This is what I'm saying. I don't even know if it has to start with the teacher union. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they put there for. They put there to protect the teachers, right? To fight for those teachers when they can't fight for themselves.
In my experience of dealing with unions, the unions work for the company.
But you know what? Technically, that's not what it was for. The union is separate in its own self. That's what it's supposed to be.
Thank you.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
When unions were created, they were created to go against the company, not for the company.
Right.
But now, because the system has been so broken, but that's probably why you don't have a teachers union standing up.
So
What
should the parents go down to you?
Well, yeah, I mean, they should. They should.
Or education?
They should. But it's been parents, but it's only a handful. It's not enough. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah. It always starts at home.
But then that's why we continue, because it starts at home.
Just give in.
No.
Instead of going down to board education,
I mean, you do that, but then,
you go buy supplies.
so then, okay, we do that, then the teachers strike. Because they're not getting no assistance.
Well, teachers getting struck, so they might as well strike.
But they're not getting any assistance, so then what?
Do you know how the world, listen, I remember when the teachers, where was that? The teachers went on strike. What state was that? That wasn't me.
Recently?
Yeah. Was it San Francisco?
I remember that. I'm trying to think back.
It was recent. It wasn't that far that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
But you see how fast things move? Because the teachers stopped going to work. And you got two people that's affected by that. Parents that got to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
And these people that's making money off them kids coming to school. Right. So you start messing with a whole lot of people money, then people are going to start making moves. Because if the school's closed or I can't take my kids to work with me. That's the kind of work I do. Right. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down there and I'm going to fight with them teachers. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to support them teachers every which way I can.
You wanted to go.
And that's how it needs to be.
That's how it needs to be. It's got to start somewhere. But that might be it. That's why I say if it starts with the teachers, I think you would get a better effect.
But that's why I say teachers and parents.
Yeah. Well, the teachers are definitely going to essentially need the parent support.
So there's no need to wait for the parents to be effective.
The issue that I'm having with a lot of parents in Baltimore City is they are.
He talk about Baltimore City. You love Baltimore. Come on, Baltimore.
The issue that I'm having is a lot of these parents are absentee parents.
Yeah.
But it's not by choice though. It's almost by force in a sense.
Yeah.
Because you now have parents that really have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to provide. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was looking at some properties and stuff like that. Dog, Maryland alone has raised property taxes from I think it was like 12 or 1,500 to almost $4,000 a month. I mean, a year. So $4,000 a year on somebody that's struggling already to pay a mortgage that's 15 to 12. Now mortgage would be like $2,000. You know what I mean? And then you add another, let's say $300 a month to that person. So they ain't got no choice. So then their kids end up raising themselves.
Man, also, North Carolina had a strike day.
That's what it was, North Carolina?
It wasn't done.
Yeah. But
Strike
she said a strike day.
A strike day, yeah.
You heard that?
Well, I mean, a day will make a change, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because a day could be day 2, day 3, how you want to cut.
Yeah, and that's the point, right? But as you see this, it should have kept going, dog.
Yeah.
It should have kept going. You know what I mean?
The domino effect.
Yeah, it should have been a domino effect. Look at the Walmart. Listen, I keep talking about this job. Was it you that told me about the job when they fired the 2 Spanish dudes? They fired 2 Spanish dudes on the job, and everybody quit.
They walked out, yeah. I don't know, I remember we talked about it. I don't know what I was going to say.
They fired 2 Spanish dudes on the job. We don't know why they fired
It
them,
don't even matter.
but every Spanish person on the job
They left.
quit.
Well, every Spanish person.
No, but listen, it was only like 5 black people. Everybody else was Spanish.
Johnny
And
Rule.
the person that was making the recording was laughing like that, and he was a black dude. He was like, dog, all of them leave. They had to shut down the plant because they ain't had nobody, because they fired two Spanish people. But that's the kind of stance we gotta take. And if we don't do that, we're gonna keep talking about it.
That's
We're
why
gonna keep being in the
we're all the
same
same gang. See?
place.
See how I came where?
But that's the reality of it. It's gotta start somewhere. But the teacher's gonna play the biggest role in it. And I'm not here to put no more pressure on the teachers because I think the teachers are
they
tapped out already.
man.
You know what I mean? I feel like they tapped out because they take on much more than the average human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's 2 people that I worry about, and they ain't the police. I worry about the emergency room and the teachers
Why they going to
because they gotta see it. Yo, listen, if you ain't never seen a dead body or you ain't never seen somebody that, you know what I mean, and that kind of that changed your life forever. Yeah, you know what I mean? It changed your life forever to see a person. That's why, dog, it was crazy because I did open up. I told you about the white girl that was sitting there around when she got shot in the head and stuff like that. Dude, I had no emotion about it because it was I was desensitized to it. I thought it was in poor taste that you would post something like that and then share it through social media. You know what I mean? That's somebody's mother.
All day.
Yeah, this somebody's mother. This somebody's child. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It was just in poor taste. But we in society get desensitized by it. You know what I mean? But those people, those nurses and stuff, because, you know, doctors get the big money, but nurses do work. They deal with the trauma when it first gets there. So
That's why some of them like Nurse Jack.
that's dog. I was about to go there. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of them deal with drug issues and stuff like that, and pain and psychological issues and stuff like that, because they gotta internalize this stuff because they're expected to always work through it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So police just I got friends that are the police, right? And at one point in time, my brother was the police, and the reason I don't, they might be like 4th or 5th. And the reason I say that is because the reason I say that is because with the police officers, dog, I know we had this debate, remember? I know good people that are police.
Come on, man.
But I don't know good police.
My man.
And the reason I say there's a difference, you know what I mean? Because I got some dudes, some brothers that, dog, I go to them every time with them, and they in law enforcement. But as a police, nah, because this is my thing. They have to pick a side when something's going on. And if they don't choose right, it affects their family.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So when you put that man,
Either way, though.
either way,
If
you put that man, that he got to make a choice of, do I stand in solidarity with my people?
Yeah.
You know, like how, or do I continue to provide for my family and raise my children and, you know, be able to provide? That's a hard place to be in. You know what I mean? So it's unfair, but that's the life they chose. You know what I mean? So that's why I said they fourth or fifth on my.
For the teachers, Danielle says, for those of us that are in the teaching, for the students, and the reward walking out will cause so much harm. This is very true.
That's
very
true.
Good point.
That's a very good point.
Harm to students. We place their needs above our own. Absolutely.
But
there are students that rely on us each. That's very true. Even when I was being a hall monitor, right? I noticed how some kids, you had a select few that definitely depended on the school staff from the custodian up to the principal.
And I listen. I respect that. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that, Danielle. And I agree with you 100%. I know, but see, this is the thing. The only way you get changed, somebody gotta get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I never want the kids.
Yeah,
it's always casualties. I never want the kids to suffer. But the only way we're gonna get real change is somebody gotta suffer somewhere. You know what I mean? That something has to be broken. Like I was pissed off when I heard that it was a mother that owed money to the school for a lunch.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And they were talking about sending her to jail and finding her and stuff like that. So
the mother or the cafeteria?
Well, no. It was the parent. They sent the letter home basically telling her they was telling her that if she didn't start paying on it,
right,
they was gonna report her to CPS because she's not providing the necessities for the child.
But look how they hold you though. Because I thought you were talking about the story where the lunch lady gave the kid free lunch, right? They was going to suspend her if she did not force that boy not to eat.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, he put his joint in, but he ain't had no money on his account. She would let him slide.
I'm gonna tell you something, dog. I don't know if we bad parents or not, but that system's stupid. Because my kids, they do the same thing. You know what I mean? You make too much money, so you gotta pay for school out. Right?
Absolutely.
You put what she said.
She said it's called food insecurity.
Yeah. Yeah. So my kids do it, and it's days, dog. You know what? You just forget.
Yeah.
Because you gotta dial in. Sometimes the system don't work. Sometimes the system down. You know what I mean? And when it get low, they'll tell us. But I don't understand how both my kids go to the same school. Both my kids go to the same school. We put the same amount of money on their books. Somebody on their books, right? And my son money always going good, dog. My daughter, she be having I be like, how you broke it? She got $30 left.
She got snacks from the day before.
Yeah.
He buy snacks 2 days in advance.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, what is going on? Like something needs to be. But you know, one of the things I say is they send them home. They keep giving to them. But and we eventually get through and we pay it again. But it's like, dog. It's like. Is it really about the kids or is it really about you guys? You know what I mean? Yo, everything's a business, dog. And the fact that the school system is a business, dog, it's almost no hope for this.
And watch this. It's such a business, it don't even create other businesses anymore like it used to.
No, it don't. They started taking the stuff out, you know, out of the schools that did move on, you know, encourage that. Why you say what?
Because too many of us were getting skilled and paying jobs and coming up with trades, and the Europeans was falling short.
Yeah.
We weren't going to college because you straight from school with a trade, you channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was talking to somebody when a barber just a couple weeks ago. The barber got killed. In Baltimore.
You got something with that too.
Yeah, that's
in the title.
What?
The Senseless.
Oh, yeah, it's another Senseless.
You know what I'm saying? Gang?
And I was trying to tie it together, like, but I couldn't find it didn't make sense to me.
Of why it happened?
Yeah. Like
Who
even in
said
college,
jealousy is a mother?
even in college,
Who says that?
Yeah, jealousy is.
It's on one of hip hop. I can't remember who said that. But that's what it is, man.
That's what it is. Moving and shaking, dog. Like,
Man, I want to get like you, or if I can't get like you,
I'm get at you.
come on, man. So, are we going there or we don't?
We can go there. We can go there. We can go all the way there.
I told a dude the other day, and I know you heard me saying it before. Skin folk don't mean skin folk.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You have to watch. I know people say my circle this month. I don't have no circle, no. I got a semi if anything.
Yeah.
What's half of a semi?
I don't even know.
Right, circle? Nah, man.
Daniel might know.
And Daniel, what's half of a semi? But you have to watch the company you keep.
Man, listen. So,
Because that's what did it.
we know that.
You know what I'm saying?
So listen, I've been biting my tongue on some stuff. You know, I got called out.
Really?
I laugh and joke. Yeah, I get called out all the time. But I know who I am, so guess what? It don't even bother me.
Right.
But I got called out by somebody near deep in my heart. You know what I mean? Questioning why I don't still, basically, why I don't still thug with the same people I used to. Why I don't still hang in the same
At 40 plus?
Right. Come on, Adam.
Why I don't even go to the neighborhood, check in, you know, something like that. I got called out.
Checking in and getting man. Go ahead.
So, but then things happened after that, right?
Yeah.
After I got called out, that further explained, hit the button, that further explained why I made the moves I did. I was trapped for so long and didn't realize I was trapped. You know what I mean? Being the toughest guy or the person that'll jump out there real fast seemed like an honor as a child. Because ain't nobody want to try. You feel me? But as I got older and wiser and I started watching how other people move, I realized that I was a pawn, dog, in a sense.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? I was, in my mind, I was protecting who I thought was true, true to me. You know what I mean? My homeboys. You know, I was the one that was making sure everybody was going to get home at any cost of myself, you know what I mean? And then I started watching it. So when you start seeing the people around you, they doing stuff that you know is out of character for them, just because they know who you are and how you gonna carry it, or they start crossing people because they know you gonna handle it or you gonna take care of it. So I was like, whoa, I had to fall back and I had to reevaluate some things, you know what I mean? And then as I started pulling myself out of the equation, unfortunately we started losing more lives, you know what I mean? Because they were so used to somebody being there to handle those things, those indiscretions, that they no longer had that protector. You know what I mean? And once that pulled back, I just started watching how people move. You know what I mean? And in Baltimore City, you have a lot of that. You know, you get listen. You can call me out all day. I know who I was and I know who I am. And I still choose who I am now any day. You know what I mean? And I can choose who I am today without any fear. But try me if you want. You know what I mean? And that's the real truth. Because now I'm protecting something more valuable.
You got more to fight for.
I got a whole lot more to fight for. I got more to lose. So that means my fight won't be different. But the fight, boy, that you won't get. You understand me? You know what I mean? Back then I didn't understand, you know what I mean? And I wasn't fighting for the right stuff. You know what I mean? My father told me, and this is the funniest thing in the world. My father told me, and this is my biological father, and he wasn't there long for me. He wasn't really in my life. Well, he told us, you know, you are your brother's keeper, no matter what. So I was going to take that to my grave. But then it started leading a lot of my brothers outside of my home to their grave because they was all. I lost homeboys because they did what they thought was right by somebody else in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Not nothing of their own fault, but because of other people that they were standing up for. Two homeboys that, if it wasn't for these two homeboys, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. You know what I mean? But we buried them early in their life. And so now it's crazy when I sit back and I think about it, like, they saved my life before I even knew what they was doing for me.
Right.
So, man, that's why I sit back. I'm like, no, man, Baltimore City. Listen. I talk about it right like nobody else. I don't care who you is, president or not, dog.
You about to take that ride up. Walk up to the back door.
It's right there.
Go talk to your man.
It's right there. Good. But no, dog, it's just, but it's real though, you know. And so I look at a lot of things now on how my mother used to move and shit. You know what I mean? Right. And like I used to crack a joke and call my mother con artist all the time, right? Because she's real conniving, dog. She made some stuff happen that really shouldn't have happened. But then now I'm growing up and having to make those decisions that I'm not making them just for myself no more. I'm making them because I got a kid, I got a child that's about to go to college. You know what I mean? That I'm truly proud of. But then I got two little ones in the house too that looking up to the man that I am now. Mm-hmm. You know, my daughter that's going to college, she might look at me different because she saw two different versions of me. You understand what I'm saying? Now I know our relationship is folded, but she saw two versions of it, so she saw the growth of me.
That's what I'm going to say.
You understand what I'm saying? So she was able to. My kids now only see the grown up.
Right.
So I'm a different father to them than I was to her, because in all actuality, I had to grow up with her. You know what I mean? I credit her all the time with saving my life, but we grew up together. Real talk. You know what I mean? I didn't go to college right out of high school. You know, but seeing her go to college, man, it's like one of the happiest days of my life. You know, and she right down the street, so that ain't going, you know, that makes it better. You know what I mean? She ain't running off.
Y'all can walk over here and do it.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm going to tell you one thing about Baltimore City. We are proud people. We are. Listen, you got to understand when I say we are proud people, it's meant different, dog. Like, we know ours ain't right all half the time. But we gonna rock. One of the things that we saw during the riots, right? Even though the travesty that came out of it, right? The kids at that point. All right. Oh, we gotta come back to this thing. No, keep going. Okay, keep going. The kids at that point, I thought, showed the adults up.
They did.
Because the kids at that point stood up for something that I felt like the adults were scared to do. Which then made the adults have to stand. Because you didn't see any action happen until those kids were done.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't know how else to say this. This is going to come out wrong because I'm not always politically correct. But they treated those kids that day like rats. They backed them into a corner until they had to fight their ways out. And then wanted to hold them accountable for fighting their ways out. How do you shut down every way for them kids to get away from there, but then hold them accountable for being involved and not expect them to be reactive? You understand what I'm saying? That was another failure on the city, but they took it and tried to blame our kids. Was that wrong? That was wrong. Wasn't it wrong? Yeah, that was wrong. Yeah, that was your girl. Yeah, that was your girl. Think y'all sung a duet together or something? You know?
Yes! You guys go too hard.
No, but no. That's why I say that we are a proud city, because at that time, though, Ferguson. So all of these places, they like riots have never really helped anything as far as we go.
Right.
But since the end of time, rides have been the only voice that we've had. If you even look back on the rise, it was black businesses that got destroyed. Most of the time, it was neighborhood businesses that got destroyed, that got looted. You know, we can go back to Rodney King and all of that stuff.
Because we terrorize where we are.
We terrorize where we are, but in hindsight, that's what they need us to do. You know, because a lot of those times when we do that, those places that are small business can't rebuild. So in hindsight, it helps their agenda. Of course. We don't understand that enough, though. We don't look into enough of that. But at the same time, that's our only voice. That's the only time we feel like we want to be heard.
But I think
And that's what I say it's the proudness of.
But if it's proud, again, I'm gonna go back to the Game of Thrones. For the one episode that's the only one I had.
From what episode?
But you know what stood out for me? That if I brought any kind of shame to my family name, my family dealt with me. It wasn't nobody out there in the street doing anything, or someone had to come take me to do this, that, and the other. Nah, family, whatever that may be. If it was even me beheaded, and I was taken off the earth, the family dealt with that name because that family is proud. Right?
But see, I don't think we don't know what that is.
That's why I say explain it.
We haven't had proud name ability, proud moments within the household in a very long time. I don't think people even understand that. We've been.
So how can we be a proud citizen?
Because if
you can't exemplify that within the home, how does that split out into the streets?
So this is the thing. It's not taught in the home because I don't think a lot of us know what it means anymore to be proud by name or proud of your name. Because we have been taught, most of us carry the name of our fathers who were never there. So they never gave us a reason to be proud of our name. That's in the household. But when we get proud in our streets, we get proud in our streets because I decided to call you my brother. So now I'm going to stand in agreement with you, and whatever stance you're going to take, we're going to have this moment together.
And that's cool.
And that's outside the home, though. But that's really what it breaks down to.
But if that's the case, then why isn't that utilized? Because it's the same concept, correct?
It's not utilized because we don't have a person in the neighborhood. You can go back to Elijah or one of them, but you don't have a person in the neighborhood that can grab that. You know what I mean? Because this is my thing. You know, since the end of time, we had these brokers standing on the corners, right?
Yeah.
Why not go to them where they are?
Who's that?
Anybody. If you
who's going to the jokes on the corners?
What I'm saying is, we know where they at every day, right? We see them, we complain about them, but we know where they at. It ain't like we gotta go find them. We know where they at. So if you want the change in the neighborhood, go to them where they are. Meet them where they are. But like we had at where we worked at together, we won't say no name. One of the issues that we had is everybody in there looked like this.
Yep.
Everybody in there that was teaching something or that was a therapist looked like this. So how can you teach this brother or this young black girl something different or something from experience that you've never experienced? When we were there, we had black kids. Most of our kids, let's say 90% of our kids was black. Right. 100% of our therapeutic staff was white. Right? How can they help kids through the experiences that they're going through if they've never been able to experience that stuff themselves? They can never relate to a child. So that's my problem. When even with the police force, we bring in these people from, I don't want to say dumb, we bring these people from wherever. we bring these people from wherever into a city that don't know nothing about the city, but you want them to police a city that they know nothing about.
You want them to police the terrain. They don't
know nothing about it. And that they've been the thing is, we've been trained to hate authority in so many instances, right?
Explain that one.
We've been trained to that they are
You're
never
trained to hate authority?
We've been trained to not respect it. Let's go with that.
Well, how does that work?
Because that's what TV says. We don't like police. We ain't supposed to like police because we can't trust police.
Because you said authority, though.
But that's what it is. Think about it. Think about it. Now, when you see teachers are your authority, how many teachers are getting disrespected in the school? All of them. Because the police ties to authority, which then ties to anybody in a role, anybody that plays a role of the authority in your life.
So they don't fuck with moms and pops neither.
No, but you've seen that shit.
I'm saying because you just went straight to police, and I was like, well, how did you get there?
This is what I was going to say.
Okay.
So with police, right?
Uh-huh.
They bring them from the outskirts to try to police us. They've never been there. They don't know nothing about us. So we're kind of taught to not trust them. They out to get us. They try and kill us, right? Especially now. But then with them, they already taught to be afraid of us. Because we are so violent, we do this, we don't listen, we don't respect authority. That's so.
I do that to a degree. I think more so European police than black police because of the setups that they have tried to place on them.
Yeah, I mean, we all know it. But listen, let's be honest. We can't send out the European police.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, I think what you're alluding to is we're taught that way. But it just so happens that everybody else is going to fall into that category.
But you got to think, coming in, they already scared of us.
Yes,
they already scared of us. Just like we don't have no respect for them, they scared of us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a person that don't respect this person, and then this person's already scared, any meeting between them two people is going to be very testy. And it's usually going to end in a way it didn't have to end.
You know what, though? I will have to say, though, my friend, in my interactions with the law, I have never, thankfully, come to any of that.
Well, I'm a whole different kind of person.
You know what I mean?
I'm a whole different kind of person. It depends on how I'm feeling. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm also educated enough to know different.
But here's the thing, though. It's like, if you're wrong or perceived to be wrong, why would you jump? If your mother coach you going, boy, did you take that cake? You trying to get the cake on your feet. No, you go hard. You go, yeah, I had some. Did you want a slice? No, why would I do that if I'm already caught up?
But see,
So why would I intensify
a lot
the situation?
Most of the times you intensify it when you don't think you're wrong. Most people that wasn't in the wrong are the people.
Yeah, but you know who has the upper hand right now.
But see,
whether you right or wrong.
I watched the cop show, right? Might have been Chicago. Yeah, go ahead and now. Chicago.
Yeah.
And this black man shot a black boy, right? Black police officer shot a black boy, right? So the father, I think, kidnapped the police officer because he wanted revenge, right?
Okay.
And all he kept asking was, tell me why you did it, tell me why you did it. Yeah, tell me why you did it, tell me why you did it. And he said, because he would not listen. I told him to get down on his knees, put his hands behind his back. Mm-hmm. Do you know what his father taught him growing up? Okay. You never kneel to another man. So that was instilled in his son. So when he got to this time where he's in a confrontation with a police officer, black, and it's both black. But this just showed how his upbringing and the thought that what his father taught him is what actually got him killed. But now it was a little more dramatic than that.
I get that, but at the same time, you don't kneel to no man, yes. But within that father teaching and instructing.
It wasn't turned.
Exactly.
Because his father was a hood dude and out in and out of jail. So, you know, most men that come in and out of jail their whole life, they homophobic, more homophobic than most.
Or act like it.
Or act like it. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother that's a whole topic different. But so he wanted his son to always be proud and to stand for and be a man at all costs, and you don't yield to no man. So that's what got his son killed. So he had to eat that. Because that was his training, and that was his fault. Because if his son would have did at that point what the officer told him to do, he would have never been there at that time. But don't that happen every day? I told somebody like, yo, when I was doing whatever I was doing, I sit back sometimes and I think, if I would have had a son, how would my life have been different? Because it would have been cool for me to stand out on the block or hang in the neighborhood.
See, that's why I make the difference.
With my, but I'm talking about where I was from.
I say
It's people. Listen. I got, well, they ain't homeboys no more, but I had a couple homeboys that had sons at that time.
What?
Son ended up on that same corner that the father, but never. But this was funny. The son ended up on the corner in the same neighborhood that the father grew up in, but the father in his life had never been out on the corner.
And that's the detriment to the youth, because
but he grew up around a lot of hood dudes. The father grew up around a lot of hood dudes, so he vicariously lived through those hood dudes, and in a sense raised his son to be a hood dude, but didn't know how to teach his son to be a hood dude because he was never a hood dude.
So what you're telling me is, at no point in time, regardless of how deep in the streets you are, men did not have their children around them at that point.
No, a lot of them did. But I saw more sons than daughters.
What I'm saying is, when the men on the corner started allowing the kids to run towards here and there, that's where the breakdown.
That's where the breakdown came.
Right, because the men at one point in time were not allowed. You feel me?
Dude, listen, I remember we had two dudes in my neighborhood that whenever they would see us out there, they would send us away. They would send us back.
Absolutely.
No, you ain't standing out here.
When you come out, we'll get them out of here.
Yep.
No,
We had that. But yo, listen, I say this all the time. We are the break in the system.
Yes.
Our generation.
Yes.
And that's what's crazy. A lot of people don't own up to that. We are the break in the system.
I'm telling you all the time.
A lot of them don't own up to that. We are the break in the system. Because before us, there were neighborhood, you can call them leaders. But whoever it was in the neighborhood that was the big drug dealer normally took care of the neighborhood.
Yep.
When people our age start getting the money, the wrong people start getting the money.
Yeah.
I go back to 21 Jump Street, right?
Uh-huh.
The movie with the fat boy and Channing Tatum, right? Remember what was it part 2 or was it part 1 when they went back to the school and the nerd dude was the cool dude and then the jock wasn't no more?
I don't know.
So in the movie, that's how it was switched. You know what I mean? Because growing up, the jocks was everything.
Yeah.
So now it's the tech kids and the social media kids. They're the ones that are the cool kids now. It's not necessarily the people that play on the sports team. They're not the biggest people in school no more. So they had to adjust to that. And that's really what this society has changed now. Because nobody in our age group that started getting money just wanted to put anything back into the neighborhood. They wanted to keep it all to themselves. They became selfish. You understand what I'm saying? They became selfish. They moved away. They took their money. They did what they wanted to do, and they stopped. The rules stopped.
Yeah.
And then all that snitching and all that shit came.
So this is why I sent you guys that meme and asked you to do a real disagree.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. We're gonna run this out. We ain't take it.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna go right into that, Reed.
I got my dad on myself. Oh, wait. I got in this one. All right, wait. construction for next week.
All
But
right.
it will be played. I said, I got self-construction on here.
You want me to read it, Ray? So this is you commented on this, didn't you, Dave?
Mhm.
So it says you cannot raise your children the way your parents raised you because your parents raised you for a world that no longer exists. And you know, go ahead, Bree, you got this. Jump in.
No, I mean, go ahead.
You said you agree
I
and disagree. Go ahead, Dave, what's your feelings on it? You disagree.
Read it again.
It says you cannot raise your children the way your parents raised you because your parents raised you for a world that no longer exists.
Right. So my comment to that was I disagree.
All right.
Because even though the world has changed and to a degree you're going to change with it, there are still basic, you still have a basic moral compass that you live by. That does not change. So when raising my kids, I'm still going by that compass. Does it mean that, for instance, the whole gender piece, the identity, that's what you want to rock with?
Okay. Listen, hold on. Come on. This is about to be real politically incorrect.
Let's go.
Dude, I don't understand it. Like, so I be lost, so I be always wrong, right? This is my thing. I'm not ready yet. I'm just gonna be honest, right? Like, there's gonna be gay people in the world, there's gonna be straight people in the world.
Right.
Me, I got you free to choose however you want, right? But when it comes to that gender thing, it throws me off a little bit because so if I recall when I thought about it the first time, it was like it was people that were born one way but identify as another way.
Yes.
All right. And so I can't relate because I just don't understand enough about it.
Okay.
And there's not enough information out there about it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they've provided people with enough. But it's like
I'm not going to buy that.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You don't provide people with enough, but then people gotta be accepted.
But just because you provide them with information, don't mean I'm going to rock with it either.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
provide whatever you want to provide.
That's true. So, but my thing is like, dog, like they getting rights that we still fighting for.
And that's
As
part of
black people.
That's part of my issue too.
That's where my problem come in at. Like, so when we talked about a couple months ago how is it New Jersey where they are the LGBTQ they have a class of history that they are making, they're putting it in
I thought it
schools
was Jersey.
for people to learn, right?
Uh,
As a curriculum now.
right.
And I'm like, well, when does that history start? When did it stop? I need more information. But if you're making it mandatory in Jersey for kids to learn it now, but black history has been here for, hold on, first off, we at least know 400 years. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
we know we at least got 400, but that's not a curriculum. That's not study. That's not forced onto our children.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm lost because, listen, I'm not trying to make this funny, but every year it's another level. You understand what I'm saying? So, like me personally, listen, dog. If I can still have a flip phone, I still have a flip phone.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I would much rather go back to a flip phone.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't get into all that,
Why?
because it was better. Life was better.
It was easier.
It was so easy. When you had a beep and you just text hello.
That's it.
That was life. That was 43770. You know what I mean? That was life.
Or you got what? Go to hell.
Yeah, or you had to go to hell.
That's it.
It was either I was mad or I wasn't.
Yeah.
And that was enough for me. Man, we got all these emotions. That's just too much, dog. It's like sensory overload.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to ever judge people. I want people to live free and live their life. But to force it on me or force it on my children, I think you then confuse.
Or I'm gonna say force confusion.
Yeah, and that's what it is. You force confusion. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if there's going to be instances where there's nothing you can do, because this is going to sound real crazy. I think gay became a fad. And I don't know if that makes sense to people, but it became the thing to be and the thing to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Something happened in 1996 that was in the water, and I feel like after 1996, it took off. And I'm not saying listen, if that's what you are, more power to you. One of my best friends is gay, and I love that dude to death. You know what I'm saying? And I wish somebody would try.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, because it's like, I don't even want now they talk about putting it in cartoons and like.
Put it in there.
It's already there.
No, that's what well, you know what I mean? It's a lot for me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, we just sit home and read books now. You know what I mean? Like, it's so I'm like, yo, it's weird. Like, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm not, or I'm against them, or you know what I mean, or I'm fighting the cause of. No, it's none of that, dog.
Right.
It's just, dog. It's an overload right now,
Yeah.
and it's a whole lot. Like, and you, dude, like, no, dog. Like, I can't keep up. Like, and so if me can't keep up, how many other people out here just can't keep up?
Forget you. You as a 40 plus grown adult can't keep up. I expect somebody to, well,
How did I answer that question? Remember when I said I
Yeah.
agree with your moral side of things, right?
yeah,
I said I agree with your moral side of things.
right.
I said both. I agree with Dave about the morals. But this world definitely is different, so things have to be addressed now that we never had to think about as kids.
Yeah.
When we was kids, I didn't even have to think about us kissing on teeth. You know what I mean? Women and men didn't even kiss. Now I gotta look and make sure I'm not watching the show, because every show, and my kids go to bed at 8:30, but I work a lot. So I binge watch stuff. You know what I mean? So no, I might watch The Flash, but on every show there's a couple.
To me, it's like now we have to make stuff make sense. Whereas back then, it was like we was just living our lives. Like
Everybody had a gay family.
Yeah, but they wasn't as outgoing and as flamboyant as they are now. I mean, you knew your cousin was gay, you knew your uncle was gay, okay? And you went on about your business, but it's like now, sometimes you gotta, majority of the time you gotta watch what you say to them or how you react. Like, it's just crazy. So we had to make sense of everything now. Back then, we wasn't worried about that. It's like, all right, you gay, all right, keep it moving.
I'm not even making sense.
I
mean,
don't have a problem with anybody that's gay. I have a problem with the ones that act like they not.
yeah, like
I don't have no
you
problem
are.
with
Like,
you
so
being
what?
gay, dog. If that's what you choose, more power to you.
Right.
Like, my relationship, it's not gonna change with somebody. If one of my homeboys said, "Dog, I need to tell you this." Now, in my mind, I'm gonna think about some times when we was probably somewhere where we was, you know what I mean?
Well,
Is
yeah,
that-
truth be good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel, because that's just what men do. We be like, "Oh, what you stay tonight?" You know what I mean? Shit like that. Because that's just who we are as people. But my relationship with you has been, we already built the bond, that's never gonna change. And I would rather you tell me than you try to keep it secret. And then, you know what I mean, it come out later on that it's something else that it's not. You know what I'm saying? Or something else that it is. And that's my only issue with it. But I feel like we are so saturated with it now that we were not given a chance to, what's the word? Build up to it or work up to it or understand enough to, you know, be okay with stages of it. But it's like every year, dog.
You wasn't desensitized.
I'm not desensitized. I'm not yet.
So what read the letter saying?
I have no idea, no. I know it was gay, lesbian, transgender, queer. That bisexual I don't agree with because I
thought queer was not the
I thought they didn't want that.
Right.
They're still in the monogram.
Hey, man.
But now they got transgender. What's R?
L. It's R.
What about the what is it? Transfluent.
See, that's too much fun.
Yeah.
What's transform?
You slide to the left and to the right.
See, and I have my own hang-ups, and I'm gonna be honest, because I don't think a man can be bisexual.
No.
'Cause you only poop one way, and you're not supposed to. It's only.
Hey, yo, let me be clear.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
Don't you ever say poop again if your kids got the room. Oh, man, said,
Yo, I got a 5-year-old, dog. That's what we say, dog. I got a 5-year-old. And she a girl, dog. That's how you talk to my daughter, dog.
I guess you did.
But yo, you only, all right, I'm gonna say it again. You only shit one way, dog.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Shit, but
That's
poop, though.
all. What else? It can't be. It's not such thing. That's just my belief. I say I got my hang-ups.
But it's okay for a woman to be bisexual?
If that's what she chooses.
No,
I said I got my hang-ups, and I'm okay with admit my hang-ups.
But watch this. The same way you won't accept that. The same way you won't accept that. If a woman was gay and went back straight, it's okay. But a man can't be gay and go back straight. You won't accept that, though.
I'll accept it.
And that's it right there.
How confusing is that?
No woman. The reason that it's still
It wasn't confusing to me though. It's like it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't
Okay,
be.
we got
No.
Listen to this. Women.
lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning. Questioning is queer?
Oh, so it's not queer no more.
It's not
questioning.
queer. It's
I
questioning.
don't know. Yeah, let's say it's questioning.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. But listen, the reason there's not such thing as a bisexual man is because women will never accept that. It's not because of us, because we always feel how we
But
feel.
y'all accept a bisexual woman?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Listen, but that's the truth. But that's the truth. Listen, women do not like the idea of there being a such thing as a bisexual man. Women don't agree with it.
Most
Most women. No, this is the thing.
You
I'm gonna say most.
It
I'll say
says
most.
queer or questioning.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say most. But this,
what is that, Matt?
I'm gonna say most. But what I will say is, they like the thought of it because they like to have those little foo-foo moments with them. You know what I mean? And they make out in the club with them and all that. And I'm just talking about the younger kids. They make out in the club with them and all that.
I don't think it ends at the age though.
Listen, well, I don't know because I don't be around. But I'm just. This is what I see on TV. So.
Oh, you did already. On TV.
But women will never accept a bisexual man.
No.
All women.
Not all.
Not all.
Not all.
That's why I will continue to always be issue with men being bisexual. Men will never accept it.
I mean, they bisexual.
A man being bisexual.
That's y'all issue.
It's not. But women will never make it okay. So that's why I will care. See, that's the thing. We don't feel like it's an issue. Y'all.
Them.
Most women. I don't really care.
You wouldn't welcome him to your humble abode, though.
If you,
I don't want to have sex with him.
So you can't really do
But
it.
I don't want to. That doesn't mean I wouldn't, but I don't want
if
to.
you ever found out somebody
Go.
that you dealt with,
That's just like cheating.
uh-huh.
I would feel like he's cheating with me. I don't want to be with you.
What if he didn't?
If that was in the past?
This was in the past. I'm not saying he cheated on you with a man. I'm just saying you find out down the road
That
And
he
he had
was
been-
bisexual?
that he had been with men. He was holding somebody's pocket on the courtyard.
But you would be okay with me being bisexual?
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sorry.
Why? Because she's not penetrating you, but you are.
No, she put a little fake dildo on that she
No. I'm just saying. But why? Why would that be okay? Because she's not penetrating you, but you are.
I don't know why it's okay, but the visual just it makes me smile every time. Every time she say I smile in my mind. I can't give you a real answer why it's okay. But I can tell you that every time you said it, those many times I smile in my brain every time. I will never smile for it and say a male is bisexual. I will never. You will never smile. If you found out that your significant other had been with a man before.
First of all, I would be upset because you didn't tell me when we first met.
Who was that a couple months ago when the dude was on? Was he on the Breakfast Club? He was on one of the radio shows talking about how some dude had raped him, but his wife was sitting beside him.
Oh,
that
Kelly.
was
That was the dude for Kelly.
No, that was messing with Wendy Williams'
Husband, yeah.
Because
He was like, yeah, he just put it in me.
And his wife was sitting right there.
I'm like, no, dog. I'm like, no.
He also said he's a hermaphrodite. I don't know how that works. Hermaphrodite.
Yeah, I was like, no, but he was, to me, he was too comfortable telling the story.
His wife.
And he was like, he's become one with himself. It's a show. It's a show. It's a show where they start coming on. I don't know the name of it, but y'all gonna see the previews.
See?
Where they putting a whole lot of people together in like a mosh pit, and they gotta find love with one another.
Ain't that already on
That's the
MTV?
Is that what it is on MTV? I don't know the
I
name
think
of it.
that's already
But
on
it's like they dropping a whole lot of different people into like a mosh
something like
pit.
that. I think it's on
But it's just a
MTV.
whole bunch of
Different
stuff
countries.
going on. What was your review of saying?
Listen said she's not talking to a dude. Y'all
She-
just poop word. Boy, I'm not talking to a dude that takes the way he poops.
No, that's right. I'm 100% well. We're back check. You said
That's
back check.
right.
That's he did.
First of all, I'm gonna be mad if you didn't tell me from the beginning.
Would
Like,
you stay with him?
no, because you deceived
Even if he
me.
told
That's deceiving.
Listen, but let me ask you a question. So at what point in y'all
Marcia says male, female, cheating is cheating.
It's cheating.
But
Ask
he
Marcia.
said it's before.
Ask Marcia.
No.
Was she
Marcia.
accept finding out her man?
If you found out your boyfriend, your husband used to be with men in the past, would you leave him?
So,
Respond to that for me.
At what point is y'all comfortable enough in y'all relationship for him to tell you he had been with men before? Y'all don't know.
See, look at the. You see how she looked at you?
I said when we. You think I'm gonna roll up on you like?
I
Hey.
make you that comfortable enough to tell me everything about you.
How you doing?
Everything.
I've been with men before. Nobody.
Everything.
Ain't no
I make
man.
you that comfortable enough. I give you 2 weeks. I will know everything about you. Everything. Without giving you something.
So
Touching
Danielle,
your
if
hand, holding you, hugging you. I will know everything.
Danielle, if he came out and said that after the fact,
I'm a cancer too. You
what
know
would you say?
You remember that? I was cancer too. Those flowers don't work with me, guys.
I got
Hey,
both
back, you
sides
gotta come
in
back
me,
to me,
though.
bro. I can't see what that emoji is, man.
Who bats?
Trying to use my good eye. Yeah.
I ain't on red. Oh, when I'm getting, how you gonna tell me? Ain't
I'm
no.
telling you.
I'm gonna let you that come.
Mind you, I dealt with
Listen,
I dealt with a kid the same birthday.
there is no
Same
dude.
birthday.
There's no dude that's gonna find it comfortable enough that he gonna tell you he been with me.
Okay, try me.
You gonna find out that
Find me
somebody
one.
gonna recognize him from somewhere. That's the only way you gonna find out. Yeah. You gonna be at the wild
Ass
West.
friend or something like that.
You'll be like, oh my God. Girl, you know he used to be with Jim and them over the store. Yeah. He got pictures on the car with. I'm telling you, ain't no dude.
Marcia said you were with men in the past, you would do it again.
Right. Thank you.
Exactly. So that means he gone.
He don't, and that's thank you. You deceived
Wait,
me.
what if he's been delivered?
Right. Delivered.
Yeah, delivered. That's what he said.
Don't you do your lips like that. What was
Delivered.
wrong with you?
That's I did. I delivered. That's how he did it. That's how he did it. That's how he was delivered.
Oh, God.
He made a song about it and everything. He's like,
Oh my God, y'all killing me up
like I
here.
said, I just need help. Nobody. It's nothing.
Okay, Danielle said after the fact, she would feel lied to and definitely question the relationship.
Deceiving. Thank
This
you,
is
Danielle.
the reason, that's the reason why these people will be forever going down low. Flat out.
Thank you, Danielle.
Flat out.
Thank you.
My sister says, man, we all know to work together. It's cool together. It's a beautiful thing.
You got a picture? Let me see.
You know what I'm saying?
I hang it on my wall. I'm telling you. I smile in my brain every time I hear it.
Oh, God.
All right, so real quick, man.
You gotta be real.
To go out of here, right? Did y'all see the video of the dude beating his son?
Yeah.
Disciplining his son.
Son, listen. Listen.
Got to.
He needed that ass.
Hmm.
The reason I said it, and I commented on that at the time. Dude, if you don't do it there, then you're going to be at his funeral because he's going to get killed with somebody taking up for their mother, their sister, their daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I feel like the father let it go too far.
That's what I was
Now,
going
because, but we don't know how many times it had happened, how many, you understand what I'm saying?
The father said,
He said it.
he cursed out his sisters.
But he
He named
disrespected his mother, his grandmother.
And grandmother.
Yeah.
And now you want to wild me out on God? So like, was it till it got to him where it was
That
he was
I had a
fed up?
problem with. That I had a problem with.
Because if you done to your sisters and your mother and your grandmother home, what are you doing to the women in school?
Yeah, and that was
females in school.
and that was what my issue is. Because if you don't take care of that problem early, he will never respect a woman.
No.
He will always treat women the same way. Now, when he put them things on them, though, somebody gonna press charge, dog. Somebody,
done.
yeah,
He should not have recorded.
yeah, they should have recorded that. Cause somebody somewhere, like Peter or one of them,
So
they always involved.
me and Beth talked about this earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's you, right? You like, yo, record this, man. Record this for me. I'm like, you say no, yo, that's not a good idea. Come on, man, record this. I got the, and I'm still saying no. Come on. So as your man, right?
You should record.
Exactly.
You should lie to me. I got you.
There you go.
And then when I ask you for it afterwards, you don't have that.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Not her
That was a girl. That was a female, though. That's the difference. The person recording was a
It was
female.
one.
You heard her voice.
I ain't feeling my.
Yeah, that was a female, though. But this is the thing. Dog, the only place that I felt was wrong in that first is the timing.
Yes.
Because you shouldn't have let it go this far.
Yes.
And you recorded.
Yes.
But he should have got all them hands.
Yes.
He should have got all them hands.
They probably never told him up until then.
Well, he said we had talked. He said,
They
the father
talked
said,
about
we had talked about it before, and every time you swore to me that you was going to change, right? That's what he said.
Talking.
And he said,
So he
but
may
now-
have been disrespecting him, but then he probably
Yeah.
started just putting his hands on him.
but now he was like,
Whatever.
but now you gonna question me, and you said you gonna put your hands on me on God,
Sure.
and that's when he said, well, this is what I do, and I think he did do that. I think he did it.
But see, my thing is, if this is what you do, then it would have been done. How old are you? That boy look to you?
I'm gonna tell. But the father looked old too. Just by how he was moving.
He did.
How old did that boy look?
That boy was like 16, 17.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you've been doing this. This ain't nothing new.
Yeah, it's not enough. But let's be honest, because and my brother got in trouble for this. He got locked up for this same thing. There wasn't no videos. So the mother only called him because it got to the point where she couldn't take it no more. Every time she called my brother before this, and he wanted to react, no, she don't need that. Oh no, she don't. But then the last time, when she was fed up and she just couldn't, and she was tired of all the chances, now, do whatever you need to do with her. But now she's 17, 16, 17.
But that's I blame him for that.
He was in and out. So he missed crucial years.
I hear
You
you.
understand what I'm saying? So he missed real crucial years in her life, right? Real crucial.
No, I'm talking about the fact of she wouldn't let him discipline her. So now when I give
Well, she
you
wouldn't let it go that
opportunity,
far. She wouldn't let it go that far. Like it was might have been a spanking here, a little something there. But this last time, one thing he did was he whipped her ass, but then he said to her he was going to go with the boyfriend too. And when he said that, because this what ended up happening. The boyfriend was 20, she might have been 16 or 17. So he was on that. Oh, you almost a man, huh? You can catch these. So, but when he said that to her,
was they going together?
it wasn't that long. Yeah, it wasn't that long. But they was both seniors in high school.
What?
I'm gonna say it again.
Oh.
So to me, that was another part of the system being broke. Because at 20 years old, why you still seeing her?
Not only that, why she dealing with a dummy?
Because they don't look at it like that.
But go ahead.
They don't look at it like that.
Not at all.
Kids don't look at it like that. He was probably driving, had a little bit of couple of dollars.
He was digging attention.
Yeah.
That's
That's all they need sometimes.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's all they need sometimes.
And in her juvenile mind, he's 20. Oh, it's adult dick at this point. Come on, man.
We got some adults like that.
Oh, you got
Yes,
some
you
adults
do.
like that. Okay.
Yes, you do. Yes,
No, a whole lot of them. Like that.
So, the hands that he did put on, right? Because we know, you say he looked old.
Yeah, he looked over. His movement was, he wasn't fluid no more.
They got his fat.
He was slipping and falling like the water was, though.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't.
So I didn't take him as old.
No, he looked older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked older. And he had on his socks almost came to his ankle.
That
That's
way.
the sign. He had on some running shoes.
I wasn't even looking at all that.
He had on some running shoes.
You know, socks and sandals.
He had on some Nike. He had on a Nike whole setup and a Nike hat. He had on
I
those
cannot.
thick sole Nikes, dog. He had on those and everything. I don't know. I'm making that up. But he looked like he was.
They finally decided to call him because probably whoever he was beating on now, the sister,
Yeah, they
But
couldn't.
See, I don't know because you don't have to be. I'm not in the home.
right?
David ain't putting his hands on his mouth. You know what I mean?
But
Clubbing ain't
think about
putting his
it.
hands on his mouth.
But think about it. But these are things that was learned early in life.
Clubbing was not. He wasn't in my house.
No. It don't matter though, because you've been an active member.
So-
You've been an active father in his life.
So what I'm saying
And
is,
he
she
respect
said that.
He respects both your parents, right?
She said, "Huh?
All your kids respect both your parents, right?
Absolutely."
Absolutely. So you demanded them to respect the male and female their whole entire life, even if you're not in the home.
So why is that she's saying that it wasn't until she called she was fed up? Because if he was
Because that's what
gone,
people have.
if he was gone,
Mothers,
his role,
listen,
right?
but this is the thing. So
Oh,
listen, because even my daughter ain't never gave us no problem. But my daughter's a different daughter in my house than she is with her mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than she is with her mother. She do certain stuff with her mother that she knows she couldn't try with me.
Right.
But that's because of the household. All I gotta do is raise my voice at my daughter and it's going down. That's gonna be tear, water, all that. I probably put my hands on my daughter one time in her whole life.
Right.
And that was just to let her know. But once you let her know that one time, you shouldn't have to let her know again.
Agreed.
You shouldn't.
Agreed.
And that's where it comes from.
So
But if he's been out of the house his whole life, and maybe maybe he do got rules in his house, but most men that treat women like that, unfortunately, are raised by women, and
You
they
talking
are
about the
allowed.
father or the son?
No, both. It's usually both.
Okay.
Are usually allowed to talk how they want to talk to their mother. Because think about it, how many times have you seen a mother with her 2, 3, 4-year-old and he cussing up a storm and they laughing because they think it's cute?
Oh, all the
All the
time.
time.
All the
Right?
time.
And if you don't correct it now, like I got a young lady that I'm really cool with, and a son, very intelligent son. He don't do no wrong. Like he's not a bad kid at all. But there was things that I said to her. I'm like, listen, you have to do something about this now because she's a parent that does not believe in beating her child. He got mad at her one day, dog, and swung at her and pushed her.
How old is
He was 5 or 6 at the time, right? And what I said to her is, if you do not correct it now, at 16, you can't do nothing with it. She's a single mother, raising him by herself. The father's out, he's not there. So then there was another incident where he was like, yeah, but you always say you're going to do that to me. You never did it. I said, so did you hit him in his mouth?
Right.
Because that's what you should have did.
Yeah.
No. But then 2 days later, he did something else,
Right.
and then she popped him. I said, that was for 2 days ago.
Yep.
What he just did right now, what didn't warrant what you did. So you didn't teach him a lesson. Because when you should have taught him the lesson, you decided against it.
Right.
So now you're correcting him because you're still mad. Because in the back of your mind, you know you missed an opportunity. So now you're taking advantage of this moment, but it didn't teach him that. Because you corrected him for a nothing incident.
And well, see, I'm going to tell a little story, right? Watch this. It's funny you say that. I can remember probably I was 8, maybe. Me and my mother in the kitchen, we having a conversation about something. And she was like, nah. And all I said was, come on, Ma. You know how you boy physically tap the table, right? Fall in the basement, yo. Yo, when I tell you I ain't never seen that man move so fast.
Oh, he didn't even know what was going on.
He didn't know what was going on. All he knew was she said, why you boy your sister? Right? Yo, I saw stars for like 20 minutes, bro.
Dude, listen. My brother and my mother backed me before.
Yeah.
And my mother was in my face for something.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was famous for walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So I can do that.
most of the time, but I basically was a single mother.
Right, I couldn't do
But there's
that.
a difference.
No, because mom's bad big hands too. I couldn't walk away.
So what she would do though is a lot of times my mother was wrong.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that.
Mm-hmm.
She can't catch me. So, but she was wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times, you know, my mother, and this is what happened. I was a middle child, so I'm gonna always tell stories where I was the outcast, right? Because they don't really like that middle. That middle one don't never make out. So, but my oldest brother was in one of those situations where he couldn't do no wrong. So whenever he said something or he blamed something on somebody, that's what usually she went with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I felt like it wasn't no win in the conversation, I just walked away from it. Because I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. I'm not going to keep arguing with you when I know you're wrong. We're not getting nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she banged me in the back of my head. When I turned my back, she banged me in the back of my head. Out of reflex, I put my guard up. Son, when I tell you it went down so fast, after that ain't stopped me from walking away.
I believe everybody has done that once in their life.
But it stopped me from ever putting my hands up. To my mother. You understand what I'm saying? I took that. I'm gonna let y'all have this. I'm gonna let y'all have this. You know what I mean? But it's those incidents, it's those moments when they are defining moments in a child's life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It hit home when you have kids. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because you got, listen, there are opportunities in all your children's life. And listen, this is in the house or out the house.
Mm-hmm.
There are defining moments in all your kids' lives that you had, the mothers had, all of them, and that y'all actually had together. If a kid find out that y'all not on the same page, y'all already lost. I don't care how angry y'all are with one another, but if they find out y'all ain't on the same page, you chalk this one up.
Right.
And we're going to be saying your own self block 14.
And you know what? I thought about that too because I had a homeboy who went to prison probably, I would have been 10, so he was in the system at like 12, right? So by my older son not growing up in my house in his early years, once we got where we were supposed to be, we ran from my house, right? But David was, I want to say he was 5. No, David may have been 4, 3 or 4. about 4. And Cubby was about 10, right? So they going back and forth. He said something out of pocket. So I told him he need to apologize to him, right? He mean money. So I said, did you hear what I said? I'm talking to you. Yeah. He's still looking like, army, right? I said, Cubby, do you hear me talking to you? They was like, Cubby, you better say something. Mm-hmm. I put that joint in the park, yo, and I got out. I got him up the truck. When he stood at the door, he balled his fist up, and I had a flashback. You know what I'm telling you? Yeah. Nigga, I tried to make his chest beat his back. Like, nah.
But it never happened again.
Never happened again. And I understood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Understood.
You have those defining moments.
Yes, sir.
It's what you do in those moments that it's funny because they define your child for eternity.
Yeah.
And that's when you come back to the morals and the moral compass and stuff like that. That's when it comes back to those things. You know, because we gave my mother a fit, dog, growing up. But she instilled values in us that, you know, when we started taking control of our own lives, we always went back to those same morals and those same teachings that we got growing up. This was fun.
Yeah,
Where
man.
do you get glitter from? What do you do?
Uh-oh. Oh, that was
I don't know what that is. This is your boy, Touche Don, only on WMSK Online Radio. I got Kane in the building. My guy,
Bruce Leroy. Show you right.
and we out. Thanks again for listening.
Later.
Why is glitter on your eye though?
Eye. The mic's there.